We are Folly Group. I am Kai, and this is...
I am Sean.
And thanks for watching Music News.
Thanks for watching Music News.
Folly Group?
Yes.
Great to see you. Great show here at
Thank
South by
you.
Southwest.
Thank you very much.
Nice one.
Nice to see you.
How did it feel for you up there?
Very satisfying. We were on tour last week, and we came here. Having played Nottingham on Sunday night, driven to London, going up at the crack of dawn to fly here. So we're kind of, at the risk of sounding like a kind of South by Southwest cliche, we genuinely are running on about 6 hours sleep of the last 72.
Yeah.
So to have the first show out the way and having gone well is very satisfying.
Yeah, you still got quite a few to play?
We've got one more tonight at 9 o'clock at the Sahara Lounge. We've got 2 tomorrow, 2 on Thursday, and then we've got 2 days to do
Relax.
Texas.
Yeah.
You're going to be a tourist?
Oh, I'm just worried about
so.
the barbecue. That's all I need to know about.
Yeah, just gonna be a classic South by Southwest punter,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah,
We've got a lot of friends
exactly.
playing, so...
Great. What other bands are you going to catch?
Got to go watch Humour, got to go watch Lime Garden,
Oh,
our
yeah.
friends on So Young Records. Got to be done.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And yourselves, so you're based in Leighton at the moment?
Oh.
So, that's...
Let's say London, because that's a controversial one.
You could paraphrase, but... the
Studio in Leighton.
Studio late for a while. So me and Louis and Tom, the other 2 members of the band who aren't here right now, we formed the band in Louis' bedroom when we lived together in Leighton. But the moment we realised that we needed a percussionist, we called upon Kai, who lives in Camberwell, and he and proudly represents Camberwell. So
Yeah, Camden via Camberwell.
Camden
whatever
via
you wanna call it.
Camberwell. Yeah.
And release-wise, what's next for you?
Well, I mean, sooner or later it's going to become obvious. Anyway,
Yeah.
our album is done, and it's. I mean, I hesitate to put a date on it because anything, music industry is quite unpredictable. But it's looking like, well, early next year, very early next year, the album will be out, which means that the music from it will start trickling out from summer onwards. And
But you didn't hear it from us.
but you didn't hear it from us. This is deep fake.
Track listing is done?
Yeah.
All the songs are there?
Yeah. We're 1 song short. We've got lots to choose from, but we've realised that there's, in terms of making it a good record and keeping the momentum up, there's like a kind of elusive song that we haven't written yet that we are going to, and then the moment we've got that, it's a finished album. Yeah, I think.
Excellent. Is there a working title for the album?
No, actually, no.
We haven't thought about that at all.
There's a a kind of working concept and lots of ideas for the creative and for the cover and the kind of linear theme that threads through that and through all the videos.
Yeah.
But the name is the bit that's so scary that we've not even broached the subject yet. So we'll get there.
What is the theme? What are we?
I have to say, actually, I'm possibly not going to jinx it because we, haven't, with the label and stuff, we haven't like 100% settled on it yet. So if I say something now and it ends up being something completely different, it will just sound weird because at the moment the theme is pretty weird. So I'm not going to jinx it, but it will be available very soon.
Musically, what can we expect? How would you sort of sum it up in a musical style?
I think that with our other releases, it shows what each member of the band is into. I think that we've all got such an eclectic music taste that we all draw upon those bits in this album, and which we've done with the other EPs, but I'd say more so in this album.
I think weirdly none of us really listen to the sort of music that we make. It's a quite natural byproduct of like all of our influences.
Yeah.
And I think that as we've been doing this band for 3 or so years now, and as our tastes have evolved as individuals, we've always written in the same way. We've always taken that approach of being an exact sum of our influences if we can. But those sort of distinct influences are very different to what they were when we did our first and our second EPs now. So we've written this record the same way we've written everything else we've ever done, but it, I think, is a much more... I think it's a more kind of grown-up record in that there's a bit more emphasis on like songwriting in the traditional sense, whereas as contrast from like our first EP where we were kind of out to do something consciously like a bit subversive and a bit left field, whereas now I think we've almost like gone back to we've gone back in time to just wanting to
say
put
as
more
well
of an
though,
emphasis on proper like
I would say the
decent songwriting,
circumstances have changed massively from when we wrote our first EP to when we're doing this recording here. The first one was we were in a lockdown, and so we couldn't physically. Well, these guys lived together. These guys, the other ones, lived together, and then I couldn't physically be there, and it was kind of difficult, you know. If like Louis was mixing the record, I couldn't just be there behind him having like an input, or you know, it was just completely different circumstances. Where this one, it felt a bit more natural. Maybe it just sort of came out as, you know, we weren't particularly all in the studio together, but you know, there'd be certain members of the band in the studio, and it would be a much more collaborative process instead of like sending audio files back and forth to each other across London. It was, you know, we were all in a room together, which is quite nice.
Which it goes without saying for basically every band in the world except ours. We had to sort of learn to write individually and just, you know, WhatsApp synth parts back and forth when we were doing like our first and second EP and stuff like that. But we've written this in a much more bandy sort of way, and it's much better for it. I think it's more coherent than anything we've ever done as well. Excellent. We've spent the 2 EPs working out how to be this coherent. I think. So.
Musically, who are your heroes? Who do you draw inspiration?
That's a very good question.
Do you know? I won't say like heroes, but like something that's like on the, you know, on the playlist in the van when we're on tour a lot is Gorillaz. They always come up.
Not latter day Gorillaz, I have to say. But their ability to adapt, and for me, like Massive Attack as well. Bands like that who are sort of larger than genre and larger than a scene, I think is something to really aspire to. Because it's about approach, it's not about genre, you know.
Thanks a lot for your time. For somebody that hasn't quite got into you yet, what sort of 3 songs would you say, check these out online, they sort of sum us up as a band?
Oh yeah, okay. I think the 2 obvious ones, and then
we're going to disagree, but like,
yeah. You first.
I would say But No Rifle. I would say Sand Fight, and I'd say Paying the Price.
For a
spanner in there.
This guy likes hits. I would also say But No Rifle, but then I would also say, no, I would not also say, I would say, shit, what would I say? What do we do? I'd say But No Rifle, and I'd say 4-Wheel Drive, and then I'd say 2 of February, which is a very weird, like a very left field one for us, because that's like, you can hear the certain very noisy and dark influences creeping in that you hear in bits in other ones of our songs.
Honourable mention to Faint of Hearts as well.
You're brave. I'm fed up with that one.
Excellent, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you so much.
To Music News watchers.
Thank you for watching this interview.
If you clicked on this deliberately and it wasn't just service to you, then wow. Thank you very much.